Path of Titans modding is weird. The cube is now available in the game for you to play. I know this video is a little bit late, mainly because I was on holiday in Prague. That being said, this is a brand new mod that's coming to the game, and of course is a literal cube of flesh. This is the cube. As you can see, it's really weird looking, and in a moment you might see the eyes over there. You go, they just popped up. It's really weird. Anyways, species wise, it's only got the cube. It's got no other species, so there's only one species there for it. The male and the female just looks like rotten flesh pretty much, which is, I don't know why that is like that, but there you go. The cube itself, in terms of it being a playable, is a 2-slot herbivore in the game, so that means it'll obviously come up against maybe stuff like this Alderon. And I gotta say, this thing moves really weirdly. As you can see, it is literally a cube of flesh, and the sound it makes is really, really weird. So, as for when you're a baby, you do have an attack, which you have to equip when you are in your abilities menu. It doesn't come standard, so this is called hit. And there you go. That's how much damage it is doing to that baby Alderon. Not that much, but obviously it applies what I'm assuming is a little passive ability as well, which is called Law of the Cube. Can launch yourself into the sky off of sharp angles or enemies. Heavily reduce fall damage when out of combat. Stamina recovery increased by 10% when in combat. Hang on a minute, I want to test that. How do you do that? Sharp angles. How do I launch myself? I don't know how that works, but yeah, that is pretty much that. Let's showcase the calls and emotes for this thing. Now, of course, this thing doesn't have many abilities to choose from. It's got your passive, which is called Punching Box, which is when hit, activate Chain of Overflowing Effects. Rage Squared, Cubed Tantrum, Hateful Hexadron, We Can Do This All Day, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Fair and Square, You Really Should Relax, Survivalist, Kybos, Apex Cubivore, and Cubic Unit of Ghast. That is actually quite interesting. That being said, you also have these abilities. You've got your standard head ability, which is hit, which is a medium damage hit. Can deal damage with the front, sides, back, and top of your cube during movement. Then you've got the heavy hit, which is a high damage hit, and it allows you to rock your upper half back and quickly slam it forward, doing high damage in front of yourself. Then you've got Moisture Thief. High water steal every hit. This attack does no damage, which is quite interesting because you've only got one head slot, so that means you kind of have to choose between not doing any damage at all or stealing water. That being said, for your metabolism, you've got Plant Muncher, which allows you to eat berries, flowers, fruit, mushrooms, nuts, poison berry, roots, and water plants. Then after that, you've got Aquatic Traveler, which allows you to eat shellfish and water plants. 30% trotting speed reduction, 5% armor increase, and an increase of 20% to swimming acceleration, slow food and water drain. And then you go to your hide. You've got 3 hides here. You've got Pillar of Hope, which bless those around you with much needed sustenance. Tungsten Cube, which is an air effect high damage slam as a hide. And then you've got Wall of Flesh, which becomes a wall that slows your enemy down, which is quite interesting. That looks like it is also an ability to apply as well. So let's check out all of these and showcase all the animations for them. So, of course, now it's time to test all of these abilities on an unlucky opponent. We're going to start with the water drain. I'll tell you pretty much what it does. The thing's behind me, so I'll be able to say. So it looks like that pretty much does the water drain very quickly. As you can see, the dinosaurs already started dying off first. So, of course, that means it is doing its job. Wow. That's actually quite effective. I only hit it like 3-4 times there, and it already went from full water to about none very, very quickly. The next ability here is Heavy Hit. which there you go, that's how much damage it does to another 2-slot creature. And then the next ability that we have is the standard hit, which does basically half of what the heavy hit is. It can still pretty much do it quite effectively. It's got a 2-second cooldown pretty much in that sense. Now, the other ability that we do have that we can probably showcase is the Tungsten Cube, which goes like this. It's an area of effect attack, high damage. Well, maybe not high damage, because of course that's a lot less than the heavy hit. It does have a long cooldown as well, at about 10-12 seconds. Now, Wall of Flesh is a weird one, because you're literally blocking an area which doesn't allow a dinosaur to walk through it. And I'll show that really quickly. I think I can get a recording going, a replay, just to show it in action. So when a dinosaur walks through the wall of flesh, they get slowed instead of blocked. But you can't obviously walk through the center bit of the flesh itself, because that's the hitbox. But anything else where it expands to, you get a slowing effect applied to you. But of course, as for this creature, this is a really weird thing in the game. Obviously, when you crouch, you go really small. You become a really small cube, and as soon as you move, you can't really do much. Now, this is called hide and seek, which crouch to shrink down in place, hide from predators, making it harder for them to find you. So that's pretty interesting as well. And you can move like this as a little midget. As soon as you start sprinting, you go out of it. The sitting down looks like, I'm assuming this, and the laying down looks pretty much the same as well. You can jump on this thing, and it does a little weird jiggly physic, which I think is really, really strange. And I think, in terms of everything, that's that for this creature. Now let's showcase the skins and the adult calls as well. So, as for the skins, you actually get a fair few here. It looks like you get about 11 skins for this mod. So, this is the male default skin right there. It's basically just a veiny meat chunk, pretty much, with some cracks in it. Then you go to the skin one. It has some marks on it and stuff like that. Then you go to Skish, which I think looks really nice. The best one out of the two so far, the three so far. Then you've got Marine, so this is the Marine Cube. Then you've got Camo, a nice Camo Cube. Then you've got Ilia, which this one looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of the redstone blocks in Minecraft, pretty much. Then you've got Medusa. Medusa has a face, and the shadow was really covering it here, but look at that. He's got like a weird face, and then, you know, different faces. Do these guys have different faces as well? I don't think so. It doesn't look like they do. But anyways, the next one is Spineless, which once again, there is its face. I love the pattern on it. It's like a massive tooth, and there's the spine on it. It's really cool. And you've got the Toxic skin, which once again looks very, very nice. Then you've got Mimic. This one is terrifying. I do not like this one, especially this one. I don't know, it just looks really weird. And then you've got the Rubik's Cube, which imagine if there was an ability where you could like solve the Rubik's Cube, and then once it's fully solved, you get a big buff, but it takes you a while to solve it. I don't know, that'll be really cool. So everybody, let me know your thoughts about this brand new mod that has came into Path of Titans. The cube is a brand new strange thing to enter the game. This is going alongside the C-Rex as one of the weirdest mods to enter the game, and the creator did say they're aiming to make cursed mods in Path of Titans, and this is definitely in that theme. That being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I do apologize for being late. I was on holiday, and luckily no major update released into the game. Thank God. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.